Have you ever stopped mid-sentence and completely forgot the word you were about to say? Or opened the fridge when you meant to open the cupboard? Or asked the same question twice because you genuinely couldn't remember the answer? If you live with fibromyalgia, you might know that feeling all too well. And if you're watching this, it's probably because you want clarity, not blame. Fibro fog can feel really frightening. There have been moments where I've thought, is this early dementia? That's a scary thought, and for most people living with fibromyalgia, it's not what's happening. Today I want to explain what fibro brain fog actually is, why it happens, and what genuinely helps support your brain over time. And I'd love to know, does fibro brain fog show up for you more as memory problems, word finding, or trouble focusing? Let me know in the comments. So first, let's look at what fibro fog really is. Fibro brain fog isn't just forgetfulness. It's a cluster of cognitive symptoms that often come with fibromyalgia, even if your scans and basic tests look normal. It can show up as struggling to find simple words, short-term memory issues, asking people to repeat themselves, needing information more slowly, feeling mentally overwhelmed very quickly. For me, it's word finding. Sometimes the simplest word just disappears. I've also caught myself putting things in the wrong place, the fridge instead of the cupboard. And recently when I was diagnosed with another condition, they explained everything quickly in one phone call, what it was, what they'd do, and that it would be okay. But I couldn't take it all in. I had to ask them to send it all in writing. That's processing difficulty. And no, this isn't just stress. Brain imaging studies show real differences in how attention, pain and memory networks function in fibromyalgia. This is neurological. You're not imagining it. So why does fibro brain fog happen? One way to understand fibro brain fog is this. Your nervous system is already overloaded. It's processing pain, it's running on poor sleep, it's managing stress hormones, it's filtering noise, light and everything around you. All of that takes energy. And your brain only has so much. So when your brain is busy just keeping you going, things like focus, memory and word finding are often the first to struggle. Your brain isn't failing, it's overloaded. But next I'm going to tell you what the good news is about this. Now here's the hopeful part. Your brain is adaptable. This is called neuroplasticity, and I love that word. It doesn't mean you can positive think your way out of fibromyalgia, but it does mean your brain responds to how you treat it. This isn't about fixing yourself or doing everything perfectly. It's about small, kind adjustments that add up over time. So you can reduce overload, improve sleep, support your circulation, and use your brain gently. And over time, many people notice clearer days becoming more frequent. So now let's go deeper into what actually helps fibro brain fog and all the different methods we can use. So if fibro brain fog is partly about overload, the question becomes, how do we reduce the load while gently rebuilding capacity? You absolutely do not need to do all of these that are coming up now. Even choosing one or two that feel doable for you right now can make all the difference. So let me walk you through what has genuinely helped me and why it works. The first one is gentle movement, and for me walking has been the most powerful. Walking increases blood flow to the brain. It improves oxygen delivery. It supports mood regulating chemicals, and because it's weight bearing, it wakes the nervous system up in a calm, rhythmic way. On days when I walk, even 10 to 20 minutes, my head feels clearer afterwards. Not magically perfect, but clearer. Stretching helps too. Gentle mobility work like slow yoga. But walking for me seems to give that extra wake-up signal to the brain, especially when it's done first thing in the morning. This isn't about intense workouts, it's about signaling safety and circulation to your nervous system. And if walking isn't possible right now, even gentle seated movement, ankle circles, shoulder rolls, breathing with small stretches, still gives your brain that signal that you're safe, you're moving. The second thing, and this was a hard lesson for me, is doing one thing at a time. When I tried to make breakfast, reply to a message, think about my filming schedule, and tidy the kitchen all at once, of course I feel overwhelmed. And afterwards, I'm more fatigued and I need much longer to rest. My brain feels scrambled. Multitasking overloads a fibro brain very quickly. But when I do one thing at a time, just make breakfast and then sit, my head stays clearer for the next thing. One thing that helps me is quietly saying to myself, right now, I'm just making breakfast. Right now, I'm just filming this video. It sounds simple, but it anchors your brain to one task. And why does this help? Because multitasking demands rapid switching between brain networks. And in fibromyalgia, those networks are already under strain. So instead of strengthening your brain, you're exhausting it. Single tasking protects your energy and keeps your thinking clearer for longer. The third one is digital overload. I hesitate because I know this is a big challenge for all of us in this world at the moment. Even if we're just sitting on the sofa watching something on your phone to relax, our brains are processing fast-moving images, bright lights, notifications, emotional cues, sound changes, and it's a lot. And because fibro brains are often more sensitive to sensory input, screens can quietly drain us. I've noticed that if I swap 20 minutes of scrolling for 10 minutes of lying down with my eyes closed and some gentle music, I feel much more restored. Screens stimulate us and rest restores. That difference matters. If it feels too hard to cut screens completely, you might experiment with a 5-minute pause when you notice you're scrolling. Just set your phone down, close your eyes for 5 minutes and see how you feel. Number 4, now this one has been life-changing for me. Writing things down instead of holding them in my head. If I try to remember everything, appointments, ideas, tasks, my brain feels full and chaotic. But when I write it down, something shifts. Why? Because you're offloading cognitive load. You're telling your brain, you don't have to hold on to this. There's also something powerful about handwriting, physical handwriting, rather than typing into your phone. When you're writing by hand, you're activating your motor regions, your language centers, your memory pathways, and it's a full brain activity. And there's growing discussion around handwriting and reading being protective for long-term cognitive health. And while we shouldn't overstate that, it does reinforce something important. Using your brain in varied ways keeps it active. This is also why in my one-to-one support calls, I often encourage people to have a notebook just for their health and their pacing. It gives your brain somewhere to safely put things down. For me, writing gives emotional clarity and mental space. And number 5, we do need to use our brains because like any system in the body, gentle use maintains function. For me, that brain training, brain exercise looks like word searches, Sudoku, jigsaw puzzles, editing videos on lower energy days, learning a few new words in another language. The key is this, only on days when I feel able. Think of it like physical pacing. You wouldn't lift heavy weights during a flare. So don't attempt intense cognitive work during heavy fog. But on clearer days, a small challenge strengthens your confidence and your neural pathways. And this is the stuff that's going to keep dementia away. So we've got to balance exercising our brains with using our brains. And if you don't feel up to any of this for a while, that's okay. Rest is also an active part of supporting your brain. Now, let's be real. Some days will still be foggy, especially if your physical, emotional or mental load has been high. This is why pacing matters, not just physically but cognitively. Small rest breaks during the day, closing your eyes for 5 minutes, reducing input before you feel overwhelmed, because once overload hits, recovery takes longer. So if you can, try to pause before you hit that wall, whether that's physical or mental. A few minutes with your eyes closed can sometimes prevent hours of extra fog. But if you support your nervous system consistently, on those clear days, they often increase. If fibro brain fog has ever made you doubt your intelligence, your future, or who you used to be, please hear this. Your brain is not broken. It's working incredibly hard under difficult conditions. And with support, it can improve. If you'd like me to go deeper into memory, word finding, or cognitive pacing specifically, let me know in the comments. You're not losing yourself, you're adapting. And that matters. Coming soon will be my Fibro Flare series, where I'm going to talk about what actually happens in a flare and small ways to support yourself through it. So if you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss that. Until then, take care of yourself and be well.